To follow politics these days, you have to be, you're enmeshed in miasma, a swamp of a fog of polling data and of news coverage that could lead you to have a totally distorted view of what's happening in this country. If you follow the media, Trump's in desperate trouble, his base is flaking away, people are turning on him left and right, they're concluding that he's a terrible president and everything's going wrong, and his poll numbers are at historic lows. All of those are untrue. I teamed up this week with John McLaughlin, who is a pollster that does not do media polls, but is probably the most prominent pollster for Republican candidates around the country and a longtime personal friend of mine. And we did a poll to try to establish what's really happening. And he interviewed 1,000 people who were qualified to be likely voters. He had a very good screen, and he screened out people that aren't registered and people that are but never vote, and came up with the real sample of the American electorate. And the demographics indicate that he got it completely right. He says that Trump's approval rating is at 48%, 50 disapprove. And that's in an environment where the media has had approval ratings of as low as 37 and none higher than 42. In fact, it's 48. That makes a hell of a difference, particularly when you realize that Trump's vote share was 48%. So he's held on to every one of the votes that he got in 2016, which is a remarkable achievement, particularly given the way the media has treated him. And the generic party ballot, which says in your district, all things being equal, will you vote Republican or Democrat for Congress? And it's a 44 to 44. And a tie is a big Republican advantage because the Republicans messed with the district lines, gerrymandered them for partisan advantage. And the Democratic popular vote is concentrated in a handful of congressional districts and counties where they pile up 100% margins. And when you distribute it over the swing districts, Democrats do much worse. And that's why Republicans control the House. And this poll says they will probably continue to. Behind this is a tremendous sense that the economy is getting better. The key issue is not Confederate statues or demonstrators or white Nazis or Russia and meddling or any of that stuff. It's the economy, stupid. And on the economy, when asked if the economy is getting better or worse, they say better by 52 to 39. Are we in a recession? Yes, 29. No, 61. And of those who say we are in a recession, they feel the economy is getting better, nevertheless, by 54 to 26. So there is a broad optimism about the economy, which is the key issue. And of course, with a 3% growth rate, they're entitled to their optimism. When we ask the overall question, would you like to see President Trump follow the leadership of Obama and move in his direction, or would you like to see him embark on a new course that differs from Obama's in substantial respects? 44 said follow Obama, 48 said don't follow Obama. So this is not the poll of a negative image. This is the poll reflecting a very positive image for Trump. And ask the generic question, would you like to see a bigger government providing more services or a smaller government providing fewer services? By 53 to 32, they wanted the smaller government, not the bigger. So the underlying tenet that the country has moved decisively to the left is simply untrue. Even on the specific issues like Obamacare, the media has cultivated the myth that now that we go through seeing what it would take to replace it and the consequences of repealing it, Obamacare is looking increasingly good to people. No, not true. Should we repeal and replace Obamacare, or do you oppose repealing and replacing Obamacare? 53 to 39 say repeal and replace it. And that's the exact same number that Obamacare has always had for the last 8 years in its approval rating, 53 to 39. It varies by only a few points, and that is still the phalanx that people feel about it. We then polled a lot of questions about to what extent are the charges that Russia meddled in the election true or not. following up on our book, Rogue Spooks, The Intelligence War on Donald Trump, where we explain exactly what's happening, the coup d'etat that threatens to overtake this country, manufactured by the intelligence community and the media. We said, first of all, do you think that Russia meddled in our election? And do you think Trump was involved in the meddling? Well, 21% said Russia didn't meddle. 25% said Russia meddled, but Trump had nothing to do with it. So you have 46% that say there was no meddling or Trump had nothing to do with it. And only 35 say Russia meddled and Trump was involved. The core Democratic base of about a third of the vote and nobody more. We asked if Russia hacked the Democratic Party computer, something that the media has sold us all on, and is kind of an established fact of this that nobody dares question except Julian Assange, who runs the website WikiLeaks, who said it didn't happen, and a group of intelligence professionals who just released a study saying it couldn't have happened technologically without direct access to the computer. Anyway, 39% say Russia did hack, and 61% say there either was no hack or it was done by somebody other than Russia. And how influential do you think Russian meddling was in the election? 25% said decisive, again, the Democratic base. 25% said somewhat, and 38% not at all or very, very little. So this is the kind of poll that Donald Trump could dream about, yet it is the reality. So let's get this straight. When Trump was about to announce, everybody said he wouldn't run. When he ran, everybody said he wouldn't get the nomination. When he got the nomination, everybody said he wouldn't win. When he won, everybody's saying it's an aberration, and the country really has come to dislike him strongly. Each of those were wrong. The fact of the matter is that Trump enlisted a base, developed a base, and has that base glued to him now, and anybody who crosses it does so at their peril. Thanks for watching.